Hey, I'm gonna get into it. I'm gonna give you the real until it's time to record. Oh, okay.
And then when we start
live,
recording,
we
we're like,
live.
well, it's good to talk to you, brother.
We got Felonious in the building.
I was outside when this happened.
Hey.
Was I?
Oh yeah, we got one rule on this podcast. We don't look anything up.
Yeah, well, shit. I'm gonna be guessing. All right, let me see. Hold on. This is the last thing. I promise. We started.
Yeah.
We live? Oh man.
Yeah, we live.
You sure we live?
I think so.
Right,
I think we live.
Outside. Okay.
Huh?
All right. No, I don't. What phone? That's crazy.
Wait.
Gotta keep pushing.
That's crazy. Why would I have a phone, bro? That's wow.
You wasn't out. You wasn't outside.
Yeah, no, I was 17. I'm old.
You were outside.
Yeah, I was definitely.
Oh, you were
outside.
checking the age.
Yeah, I was checking the year that the song came.
Well,
out.
I looked back at our text.
Yeah.
When I text you today,
Mm-hmm.
and the last text I sent was fresh for 18, you suckers. So I figured we had some kind of Boogie Down Productions
That feels right.
conversation at some point.
That probably.
Yeah.
Probably when we were in New York.
Mm-hmm.
How long you been gone from New York?
It'll be 5 years in a couple weeks. No, yeah, in a couple weeks.
That's crazy.
Yeah, time flies. Some of them years don't count.
I don't think the last
George
four
Carl
count.
don't think they count.
Yeah. Wow. Wow. George Carl looks like the dude that starred in Third Rock from the Sun. I always get them confused when I see
Lithgow?
Yeah,
Lord
John
Farquaad himself?
Yes. That's what he looks like to me.
The white guy in Ricochet?
The white guy in Ricochet is how I usually name people. Remember the white guy from the one thing?
Yeah. I'm just going back in the different things I've called him. Yeah, throughout time.
Didn't he have a TV show? Didn't he have a movie that was made about like inside the mind of something crazy like that? Stop trying to smoke.
What you call it? Head?
Yeah, in the
Herman's
mind,
Head?
something like that.
Yeah. I've
know.
never seen it, but I've heard people talk about it.
But he looks like George Carl, way shorter.
Okay, not John Lithgow, but
No,
George Carl.
George Carl. Yeah.
Got you.
Yeah, I think Carmelo should just have pulled Latrell Sprewell and choked him when they was in Denver.
He's still wilding. He's still tweeting now.
Who gave Grandpa the phone?
I don't know.
Take the ox
How
from
can
Grandpa.
you comment on the bubble and nobody that you coached was in the bubble?
Nobody that you coach still
There's
plays.
no overlap.
You would never deadlift shrimp. I've never heard that as an argument.
Right.
Son, that's a crazy argument. Like, you're not like, yo, you could never be Reggie Miller. He told Carmelo Anthony, one of the best scorers in the history of the NBA, you couldn't hold a candle to deadlift shrimp.
Yeah.
That's wild.
Because Carmelo ended up playing against people who didn't remember deadlift shrimp.
I mean, there's some kids out there right
Yeah.
now who
Once
think that
Carmelo
you made that up.
cut the braids, them people out there on the court didn't even remember the 96
Hoodie Melo?
Sonics.
Yeah, Hoodie Melo is a different. Yeah, damn, that was 96?
96 is when they went to the finals.
Bro, that's almost 30 years.
95, 96.
That's almost 30 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's a lot of people that don't remember him who love Carmelo.
Yeah.
Deadlift. Should've named my kid
Deadlift. We got Felonious Munk in the house. I've never said in the house before. I apologize.
Please don't do that again.
Yeah.
It made it seem like it requested that intro.
In the house.
What's up? No. That's crazy.
I was thinking about What's Up as like I was thinking about What's Up was cool when Martin started.
Yeah.
Like as a just as a thing. And then, I mean, it even got to Michael Jackson and Eddie Murphy.
And that's another generation. That's how I feel a lot in comedy, though. I feel like that a lot in comedy, listening to younger people talk, and I'm like, I can't say that.
Right.
I'm like your father telling the same. Nah, I probably shouldn't even be listening to. I shouldn't know anything about this Drake beef, really.
Yeah, there's a lot of people commenting, and it's like this isn't really for you. You know, like, and they would have looked wild commenting like Jay-Z and Nas,
right?
The same age bracket commenting would have looked crazy.
So Jay-Z and Nas was 20 years ago?
That was like 02, 01, so like a little more than 20 years ago.
Okay, so 22, 23 years ago, my father was younger than I am now. And if he had told me who he thought won, I would have said, shut your old ass up.
Right.
Respectfully.
Right.
Respectfully.
Right. Yeah,
you got grandkids, Paul.
22 years ago, yeah, my dad would have been a little older than me right now. Yeah. And yeah, I did not care, you know, knew he did not know about any of the sneak disses between you know, Memphis Bleak and Nas or any of that. I'm putting him on game at that point.
If you would say, yo, you heard that new Beanie Siegel, he'd have been like, yo, he's been dead for a long time, because he would have assumed you're talking about the actual gangster, not the rapper from Philly. Beanie Siegel still out? That's crazy.
Today is when I found out that Beanie Siegel
was named after an actual gangster.
Yeah. Another Frank White moment just happened in my life.
Wop. I do think, though, because I do comedy, I'm forced to like be aware of what's happening now. You can't really just tune out.
Right.
I shouldn't be watching Euphoria. I shouldn't know anything about you. That's weird. I'm watching children do drugs.
Yeah. I don't really even know if you could tell everybody you watch Euphoria, but yeah.
I want you to know that if my daughter starts acting weird, why?
Okay.
I need to know which character she's acting like.
Yeah. I don't think there's everybody represented in Euphoria. I think it just be the, you know, it just be the worst of us. Yeah.
I feel like I could go
unless she's Gigi. If she's Gigi, then you might be good. Gigi's the only normal kid.
Yeah. But then they also probably should watch to make sure that none of their friends' dads are the dads on that show, because them niggas be wildin'.
Yeah.
Everybody crazy.
When you hear that, that's when you know something's going wrong on Euphoria. That's when something's not going well, you know?
Yeah.
Like anytime like it'll just be normal, and then, you know, Jules start looking at somebody.
Yo, get son away from here.
Yo,
that's too
get
much.
out of here, man. It's trouble.
Freaky ass nigga.
You live in Chicago. Are you from Chicago?
No, I've been there for 11 years now.
Okay.
I moved there from Virginia, but I was living in New York before that. I moved to Virginia for about 5 months before I moved to Chicago.
I wouldn't even have mentioned the Virginia.
I shouldn't even have mentioned it.
I'm not saying you shouldn't have. I'm just curious on why the 5 months in Virginia had to be inserted.
I wanted to be accurate, because the plane took off from ORD, not JFK. See what I'm doing there?
I got you.
Got me.
Yeah. I know airport codes.
Yeah, I got that from
a
my
little
son.
bit.
He would get really mad if I said I moved there from New York. He was like, no, the day that you left, you were in Virginia. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Okay.
He's not a good person. If you see this, son, I said that. You're not a good person. You're mean and hurtful.
What? For being accurate?
No, I'm just kidding. I love you.
For being precise?
This is my favorite kid. I'm kidding.
Wait,
Taylor,
wait.
Starting controversy. I talked to a comic the other day. He was like, I'm controversial. I was like, or you're a dick. One or the other. What's the difference? I don't know what the difference is in comedy.
I think the difference is whether it lands or not.
Damn. So
if the people are laughing,
if you're a funny dick, you're controversial.
Yeah. It depends on how you close.
Oh yeah.
If it's like, all right, man, I'm going to get out of here, then it's like, man, he's a dick. But, you know, if it's like, all right, y'all,
my name
is Felonious, I'm out, you know. Yeah.
I've had the same joke with both.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah, no, you've been both because you popped in and went up before me and get the standing O.
Wow.
And I'm like, I'm out of town, man. This is putting all this heat on me.
My bad. And then I've also gone up and been like, so y'all don't fuck with y'all don't fuck with y'all don't fuck with Death Row.
That's funny.
What's up, LA? Y'all don't fuck with New York. It's been wild. Yeah.
Well, let it be known then.
Well, let it be known then. Y'all don't fuck with Yurt.
So where are you from originally?
The whole East Coast. And I say that because I went to 8 different schools from elementary school to graduate. I lived in New York, Virginia, New Jersey, Savannah, Georgia, Washington, D.C.
What was Savannah like with all that other East Coast going on?
It was weird because at the time, Savannah wasn't, like Atlanta wasn't even Atlanta yet. I'm talking about we're talking like the 80s.
Okay.
So Atlanta exists. It's a major city, but it's not like the Mecca where everybody has started to move in from Chicago and New York, et cetera, et cetera. It's just a big southern city. So Savannah is smaller than that. Then you got, the day that I got there, there was, they have a street called Victory, it's Victory Boulevard, Victory Lane, something like that. And the KKK, they had blocked it off because the KKK was marching. And they didn't have their hoods on. And I'm more afraid of KKK without their hoods because, nigga, if you feel comfortable.
I'm like that. What's up?
It's whatever.
What's up?
I'm built like that.
You see what I'm with.
You see me. So if you see me at the Exxon gas station, you know how I feel. That's wild.
The cross is dry now. It's going to be on fire tonight.
We just kerosening it up, baby. Yeah. So Savannah was wild, man. Savannah was wild in the late 80s, early 90s. Yeah, man.
Okay.
Yeah. And it was wild just because I wasn't ready for that. Like, the South is the South. There's already a big jump from the North to the South. But then Savannah is very specific. Like, it's the South, but it's kind of quiet.
Okay.
You can get in the clubs for free.
Yeah.
Like, the second I turned 18, they were like, come on in. I'm like, yeah, how much is the cover? It's no cover.
Right.
No cover.
Right.
What?
On the water?
Yeah, right down on the water, the river walk or whatever it's called.
Yeah.
But also, that's where the slaves came in.
Right.
And then they got like a big Eli Whitney cotton gin. But the stand out in front of their cotton gin is also where they used to stage the slaves. So the clubs are free, Hennessy's $2, but they sold a nigga right there. Like, this is crazy.
Right.
Yeah.
No, it's Savannah, you still are, as a black person, wrestle with that going there. It's a little different.
Yeah.
You know, it's you know, with the times to an extent. I've had some good times in Savannah, but
I got a
still,
ball on Savannah State College's or Savannah State University's campus.
Every time I go, I end up
not recently, no
somehow
Drake.
Like being by myself. I end up being like by myself, and I end up being like terrified. Like,
I can see
if the wrong truck pulls up,
you're not that far from
Fort
South, like Fort South Park, and all that stuff is right there, and that's where they really used to hate the Negro.
Yeah.
If you're from Fort South County in Georgia, I said it.
Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes people say that and be like, I don't want to offend anybody. That shit was weird. We had to read about it.
Yeah. But I mean, I think if you say racism happens somewhere, you're not offending everybody, just the racists.
That's
hey,
it's a black guy. Hey, buddy.
Yeah. I think they're like, that's facts, bruh.
But what's wild is I do think the way we talk about racism, like we point at the South, like the South is specifically uniquely racist. Like, it ain't racism everywhere. Like, they weren't calling the cops on people standing outside of buildings in New York because a white lady who didn't live in the building thought this black person who was standing in front of the building shouldn't have been. There's racism everywhere, though.
Like, when Washington became a state, they were like, we're not letting black people here. No. If you're black and you're here, that you're breaking the law. You're breaking the law by being here. Or else we'd all be there. They added a new state.
Let's turn up.
And we would have all just went there.
To be better, like, it's different from here. There's no them here. Yeah, let's go.
We would have, you know what I'm saying? And they were like, nah, shut that down. Don't even come out west like that.
We gonna have hipsters. Yeah. We don't need nigga hipsters.
Right.
None of that.
Right. We would, like that's the thing. Like, it's funny because
we just look for a safe space and you can't even have none of that.
Yeah. Nobody was like, all right, come to our state.
No, nobody was like, hey, man, Wyoming, mad available land. Turn up.
Right.
Nah, we didn't go.
We was in Tulsa.
Why didn't we go to Wyoming or Montana? It's like wild land and no jobs.
Right. Yeah. No jobs, you ain't know nobody.
And we went to Tulsa and they burned that shit down. So we was probably like, it really doesn't matter at this point.
Yeah.
Wherever we go, it's going to be.
Well, Tulsa's the most famous one.
Yeah, it happened in Richmond.
They had the best. They had the best branding. You know what I'm saying? They got the Gap Band. They got a lot going on.
That's
so
Rosewood.
You know they got
a movie.
They got Rosewood. Yeah. You know they got the Watchmen. They got Lovecraft Country. You know what I'm saying?
They got a book, a movie, a TV show.
There's a map of black massacres that happened before and after Tulsa throughout this country.
This is a comedy podcast.
I mean,
brought to you by. I just got really sad. I was like, man. I thought that was Drop It Low for Jesus.
No, yo, shout out. My bad.
No, that's accurate.
That's
it's
the
all
thing
accurate.
when you talk to Felonious, you know what I'm saying, writer from the Nightly Show, you know what I'm saying, the White House Correspondents' Dinner. I thought we was gonna get in a serious bag.
We always are. You know what I realized recently? I'm a whimsical nigga off camera and off stage.
Right.
I'm silly all the time.
No, you are very silly, but I
nobody
do
who
think
see me
I'm
on camera would think.
I get to talk to a smart person. I'm about to get him on smart bag.
No, I actually enjoy it. The funny part is it's the polar opposite for a lot of other people. Like there's a lot of people that folks are like, oh, he's so silly, he's so goofy, hanging around. It must be. And every time I talk to them, every time I talk to you, it's like you're gonna bring up something really important, something I had never thought of, or a different angle.
Yeah.
But then on stage, you'd be like, hey, you ever put your finger in something and been like, this might be P. What the fuck just happened?
That's
not one of his bits. But I didn't want to use any of his bits in case y'all were paying to see him soon. Okay. I didn't want y'all to know.
All right. I like that.
You know, I used to think Rob was high. I used to think he was high all the time.
Yeah. No, I tap out early.
You know when when I realized that?
I passed the blunt back real early.
I think we was in D.C. when they used to have that. What was the room that had the red devil?
The underground.
That underground room.
Yeah.
And you said something to me. You were like, "Yeah, what's up?" I was like, "You high as shit." You were like, I don't even smoke. I just talk slow. I was like, that's fucking crap. Like all this, you were like, I don't even smoke like that. Like I smoke, but not like that. I just talk slow.
Yeah, sometimes I tell people the accurate amount of time I've been sober.
Right.
So like I'd be like, man, I ain't smoked in 17 days.
Yeah, I don't know. No smokers can say that. Smokers never have not smoked for 17 days.
I'll take months off. I'll take just to say that I can do it. Just so I can't be addicted. I just took 40 days.
Yeah, I don't mind being addicted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of people are like, you're addicted. You're weak. And I'm like, it's Earth, nigga. Have you been here? This shit's crazy. Like, why would you not? You doing this raw is impressive, but also you don't have to.
Right.
You don't have to do that. It's illegal. Fuck it. Turn up. Why would you be alert for this?
I don't know.
If
well,
they legalize
okay.
PEDs,
the side
why
effects.
would you race dudes?
The side effects.
Okay. Let's talk about the weed side effects. Let's do it. Let's get into it.
Oversleeping. You're missing stuff.
I'm in my 50s. Oversleeping is what I was going to do anyway. I was going to get up in the morning, read the paper at Hardee's and drink coffee, and then go back home and take a nap.
Hardee's.
Yeah. They got good biscuits. Probably. I don't know. I sleep through that because I'm high.
Okay. All right.
I stumped them. You see that?
No, I'm trying to imagine a Hardee's biscuit.
Yeah.
I live in a Carl's Jr. town, so I don't even know
it's the same thing.
I don't know what the difference is, but it might be the biscuit.
The difference is simply branding. If you live on this coast, it's Carl's Jr. If you live on another, it's Hardee's. They're the exact same. The colors are the same.
Checkers better than Rallies. I'll say that.
That's fair. That's fair.
It's also the same.
And yeah, they're branded the same, but but I think that depends on where you are. Like some Popeyes are amazing, and some Popeyes are. Who did that? Who's in the kitchen at this Hardee's? I mean, at this
Crystal and White Castle.
No, Crystal's is superior in the South, but once you go north of like North Carolina, don't touch a Crystal.
Well, they don't have a lot of overlap.
They don't, but in the places where you got both, it's usually
Nashville has both.
Nashville's in the South. See, Nashville's one of those like it's on the border.
Nashville has both, but I will go Crystal Breakfast, Waffle House. Well, I mean White Castle lunch dinner.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Not
White
Castle,
both,
a crave
one.
cap. Yeah, no. Son, if you eat Crystals and then White Castle for lunch and dinner, that's Ozempic. You're not gonna eat again for 2 years.
Well, it's Ozempic, but it also doesn't make you skinnier.
No, it just makes you shittier.
Yeah, you're losing weight, but you're not losing pounds.
You're just losing it from the inside.
Yeah.
Outside still.
Right.
Bro, they offer Ozempic when you land here. LA is crazy. Everybody's jaws are sucked in. What's happening?
Hey man, I don't know.
Why does everybody want to be tiny?
I don't know. I want to make stuff that requires them to cast people who look like people.
A little heft.
A
little like they look like they eat
and
all
then
of their
it's
meals.
like, if you on the Zimps, get out of here. No way. You'll never work in this town again. Not on my show.
Not with these carved abs. Out of here, buddy. Oh man, but except you, Sterling K. Brown, you're really good at acting, so you can still work.
Yeah, but he ain't on that.
No, he's not on Ozempic. He's been in shape the whole time.
If he is, I ain't gonna tell nobody he ain't on that.
Now he's actually too muscular to be on Ozempic. You can't be on Ozempic and hold muscles.
What a waste of muscles, just killing him with a T-shirt on in Black Panther.
That was crazy. He was the only one. Him and Michael B. Jordan were the only ones who actually looked like superheroes.
Killed in America?
Nah.
Come on, man. Sterling K. don't even get to go to Wakanda.
Yep, that's what I thought. That's crazy.
Come on.
Sterling K. is kind of like the one person that you like. He didn't get to be in all of the movies. I feel like he should have been a Marvel.
Yeah, he didn't get to leave Oakland in the Marvel universe.
That's crazy.
In the MCU, he just an Oakland cat.
I don't even feel like that's Ryan Coogler's decision. I think somebody else had to make that decision.
I think he had one day. I think they wanted to have him do something else, and he was like, "Man, I got to get back to This Is Us. Hey, This Is Us.
That's when my bread is buttered.
Come on, man. We got 26 weeks,
and I'm a gay pastor in this joint with Regina King. We getting together. We doing table reads right now.
And then after that, you know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be in my man Jeffrey Wright's imagination. You know what I mean,
bro? Jeffrey Wright is probably, in my opinion, for the last 20 years. The most underappreciated. I'm glad to see now, like, people are going, oh yeah, we're gonna say that we like him. But Jeffrey Wright's been crazy since Shaft and Peoples. Like, Jeffrey Wright is amazing as an actor, and I say that as a comedian.
This is Samuel Jackson Shaft.
That Shaft.
Shaft to Busta Rhymes Shaft.
Terrible Shaft. Amazing Jeffrey Wright. Awful Shaft.
Okay.
Almost damaged the legacy of.
Well, they made a sequel to that Shaft.
They should not.
And introduced the new Shaft.
Now we good. Yeah, I know that dude he had the sideburns.
Yeah,
that was awful. Oh no, that was Superfly. They did that. I was thinking.
Oh wait, no, Superfly was crazy. Superfly was with your man from Grownish.
That's what I was thinking about.
Yeah.
Also, don't want that to happen. Oh
man, they had a gang. This Superfly was set in Atlanta,
right?
And they had a gang that wore all white pants, white snow jackets, white hoodies. And they were called the Snow Patrol.
In Atlanta,
they was dressed like the White Power Ranger, and they was called the Snow Patrol. And then the way the main dude died, spoiler alert,
spoiler alert for a 6-year-old movie,
is that he crashed into a Confederate statue. Because it was around that the Confederate statue debate time.
Message.
Yeah, it was around the Kaepernick time, not the George Floyd time, but the Kaepernick time. So he crashed into it and it exploded. And
it's bugged out how you have to say which time we were protesting.
Which time
it was during the protest.
Talking about Confederate statues?
Are we talking about the Trayvon Martins or the Mike Browns or the George Floyds or the Sandra Blands or the Breonna Taylors or the statues or the that's crazy. That's just the last decade.
The re-up, at first it was a like, hey, maybe we talk to the government, we take them down, and then George Floyd, it was like, hey man, we about to pull these things down.
We're gonna have to pull these down
tonight.
Yeah, right now.
Yeah,
right now, all of them. So what about Columbus? That nigga too. All of them. Everybody.
Hey, man.
Everybody.
Hey, Governor Cuomo wasn't letting y'all turn Columbus Circle to Circle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
He was like,
he
is an Italian hero. I was like, do we live in Italy?
Bro.
We are not in Italy. What are you talking about?
Son, I don't know. First of all, what makes that crazier is that that's like right outside of Central Park, the beginning of Central Park from the south part, right? All of the land that's is Central Park belonged to black people. The fact that you fought to maintain Columbus Circle and nobody's fighting to acknowledge the black people whose land that was that you stole so that you could have a pretty little fuck you, Governor Cuomo.
Christopher Columbus rode with Spain.
Yeah, that's true.
They ain't even rock with him in Italy.
They didn't even fuck with him in Italy.
You know
what
I'm saying? He had to go to Spain to get them to come over here.
He's the Drake of explorers.
He's
definitely
didn't even
fuck with him in Toronto. He had to come to America to get nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Come on, man. A culture vulture.
Freaky ass colonizer.
If anybody's freaky, it's the colonizers.
Yo, the breakdowns of this beef are gonna haunt me, man. I because we're taking this way more seriously than we should, but also the reading and comprehension and the critical thinking that's happening right now is the most I've seen probably since I left high school.
Young MCs, and not young MC, but the young MCs are paying attention, and I hope that they're excited about triple entendres and the deciphering of bars. Euphoria has so many lines. I didn't realize until yesterday, a whole week later, a whole 5 tracks later, that when he said, I got a Benjamin and a Jackson in my house like Joe OK, he was talking about Ben the Rat and Drake having a rat in his camp and Drake saying he's Michael Jackson. Man, that's crazy.
That's wild.
That's crazy.
Like even the John Stockton line, I'm going to pass on like Stockton. Sounds like a crazy line, just like, oh, because John Stockton is a point guard. But who was John Stockton passing it to?
Oh, my God. Oh, my God.
A freaky ass nigga. He's a freaky. He's a 69 guy, right?
Bro.
And yes, son. And there's a picture of Drake with Karl Malone. Like, yo, it's always crazy when your neighbor pull up to your crib. It's a picture of Drake with Karl Malone side by side. They just kicking it like, yo, this is my man's. Yeah, this is my man's. See? He not. You're like, yeah, that's true. Son, it's not like people are like, oh, y'all think that K-Dot's so smart. It's not about being smart. It's about poetry. I know a lot of dumbass deaf poetry dudes, like dumb New Yorican poets, but they were nice with their words. I don't
want to call these people dumb.
No, they were dumb. I know.
But I think there are people who can express themselves better with art than they can. Yeah. Outside of art. Also, keep in mind when I'm saying dumb, I'm not saying that they don't have a level of genius, because I think that there are people who have different types of genius. When I'm talking about I'm really using I apologize. Let me rephrase that now that I said it. They don't have the information that we have determined makes you intelligent, right? Like an engineer is smart. But you bring an engineer on a basketball court, he's a fucking lunatic. He's not a genius. I was like, yo, Kendrick don't watch ball at all. No. I'm going to pass on him like Stockton. I was like, dude. And now you like, get with the times, bro. You could have said Ja Morant. You could have said Tyler. You don't know any point guards? Halliburton would have been the guy, right? Yeah. LA, nothing. Just him. Okay, that's crazy. Baron that's Davis why you said that? From California. Wow, that's why you said, well, then that's different. He was passing to a pedophile. He was passing to a freaky ass nigga. Yeah. Oh my God. The third leading scorer in the league. So he was very popular. He was very successful, but he's not a champion. Now, he said a lot of wild shit, man. You used to be listening like, that's catchy, but oh, fuck. And sometimes I don't catch it. Sometimes I catch it because somebody else said it, and then I'll go back and look. And that's what makes this interesting, because we've had a headline-heavy culture for like the last 10 to 12 years, right? You just read the headlines. There's a whole meme. The trope right now is all you got to do to get niggas to believe something is put it on in big font and put a picture under it. You don't even have to tell them who wrote the story, what magazine it came from. You got that shade room font. That shade room font. And a picture. Or what's the other one? The a big spiritual picture of an old person. People gonna be like R.I.P. Oh, I thought he died. I thought he died. An old person with the dark background and that flowery font, whatever that font is. Yeah. Oh, man, he's dead. No, he's not. It says he's going to be at the... Shout out to Morgan Freeman. I just watched Lean On Me. Y'all trying to kill my dog. Yo, you smoke crack, don't you? That's probably my favorite. I don't care. The movie's fantastic, right? I got a bunch of stuff. Every now and then I just start singing Fair East Side for no reason, right? But... you smoke crack, don't you? Go ahead and kill yourself expeditiously is a wild thing that we cheer for. Yeah, Joe Clark didn't play. He almost made a nigga kill himself. Come on. Son, what are we talking about? Like up on the roof. Come on here. What are you doing? You smoke crack, don't you? Yes. You smoke crack, don't you? Well, you want to kill yourself. Go ahead and do it expeditiously. What are you doing? What if the fat nigga jumped off the roof? You wonder why Steele skipped school. You wonder why the real Jermaine. You wonder why Steele put his books away and got the boombox with the red lumberjack with the hat to match. And started hanging with Bishop. I really feel like all those things are the same world. I just feel like that's one universe. Like the Stars universe, that's the Lean On Me universe. Like he moved to New York. Mm-hmm. It's because he was like, yo, Joe Clark tried to kill me. Yeah. So he moved to New York, started hanging out with Pac and Omar Epps and the kid, the light-skinned kid who refuses to age. What's his name? Khalil. Son don't age. Oh, you want to know the ledge? That's crazy. Son, I'm really upset that you scratched that in. Nigga really DJ that shit. Yeah.
Yo, we live at the tunnel. My man DJ Haze.
I love how Flex Alexander put his name in the movie.
Just because.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because she was like, nobody likes the music you play. Your mixes are whack. He was like, what? I'm Flex. Like, dog, what?
What if that was about Funk Flex and it was personal? What if it wasn't about Flex Alexander?
I don't think that was in the script.
What if it was about Funk Flex?
There's no
like,
way your response. There's no way your response to being denied audition is my name. What?
Yeah, that's crazy.
I'm Rob Haze.
What? I'm Flex. No.
That is when you have a movie done on film.
Yeah.
And there's no delete button.
Oops.
And it's like he did that every take. He did that every take.
They got tired of trying to get in the 30.
Can you stop? He was like, oh man, my bad. It's a habit.
Oops.
He was like, what? I'm Flex.
Like your DJ name is not Flex. Huh? Oh, my bad. You're right. I'm DJ Flex.
Oh, I never looked at the credits of Juice to see if it says Flex, played by Flex.
Yo. Or if it says Flex as himself.
Yeah.
Or Flex.
Yeah.
Yo, that's a crazy movie, man.
Mm-hmm.
That's a crazy, but the fact that everybody was terrified of 5'7", 135-pound Tupac just because he had a revolver.
Well, the music got scary when you looked at him.
They did.
You know,
That's a wild filmmaking thing that as a person outside of the industry I never thought about.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, oh, you recognize stuff because you've been involved in a project. You like, oh, they changed the music. Some shit's about to pop. Or they changed the camera angle. Or they lost focus on this person and focused on that. Something's about to jump off.
Well, Juice is a thriller. It's a psychological thriller. It's
I don't think I've ever heard that sentence and Juice together. And you're 100% right.
It's a guy losing his mind. Know the ledge. He's on the edge of also, yes, he is going to fall over a ledge because it's the 90s, like we gotta be literal, but at the same time, he's on the edge, and then, eventually he goes over it. Yeah.
Shout out to the homie Mitch Marchand too for the well-known line. You got the juice now.
You got the juice now. He's so tired of people bringing that up. Yeah.
But I mean, also, it's a credit.
It's an incredible.
It's a crazy credit. It's a cultural. Yeah. It's not like a credit. It's a cultural touchstone.
You know what I mean?
If you don't know that line, then we have to have how old are you? We need to have a bunch of different conversations. You should know that line.
Everyone at that party was rooting against him.
Absolutely.
Everyone at that party was like, if he messes up,
mm-hmm.
I'm gonna be the one that says, you got the juice now.
Yeah, I want to be the.
Yeah.
And that's his homie. You know him, Omar's his homie. So he's going to get the line off.
Right.
But they were still like, I don't know that if he fuck it up.
I saw Mitch was around, do the right thing.
Yeah.
So, Ernest Dickerson knew who he was. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
Now put the short nigga in.
Yeah.
We got it.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I didn't have to call you a short nigga. That was I'm sorry, bro.
In 91. He was
you was short in 91. He's tall now.
And then,
him and Sidney Castillo, the same height. I'm just taking a shot at niggas I know while we up here.
All right.
See how that goes.
We could cut some of this out if you like.
Leave it in. I'm good. I can fight real good.
Oh, okay.
I don't want to fight y'all. I just said that.
Okay. I'm trying to get out of this. I'm trying to get out of this hole that you digging for yourself.
It's not gonna happen. I intentionally start fights. I don't care. That's just violated my parole. God damn it.
Oh man, I didn't mean to do that.
Nah, I'm off parole.
I didn't know that you could.
I'm off parole. I got on parole
could get you
in 2018.
They're so strict.
Yeah,
really.
Yeah, finally, I was on parole for a lot of your adult life.
Okay.
What year were you born?
I was born in 1988.
You were born in 88. So basically, from the time you were 4 until you were
the 9 deuce.
Until 2018, from 92 to 2018, I was either incarcerated or on parole or probation.
Wow.
Yeah, so I'm free now. That's why I be threatening people as much. If you ever notice I started talking way more aggressive recently, it's because I'm not on paper. I could slap the fuck out of somebody, and it's going to be a new charge. It's not going to be...
I don't like the excitement in your face for the new charge.
Yo, because it's hard to not... I'm not as peaceful as I come across.
Yeah.
And it's hard for me to, you know what I mean? People were talking to me. I'm like, oh, I'd have slapped the fuck out of you a minute ago, but I got to be nice.
In comedy, that's got to be nuts.
It is.
Because you're not only dealing with the people who, understand the way around a joke and understand the way around humor. You're also dealing with the people who don't.
Yeah.
And think they do.
Yeah.
You know?
And they talking to you like
or the people trying to figure it out on you.
And you like, yo, so then if I open hand slap the shit out of you, everybody's like, yo, he's wilding. And I'm like, but that's really, all right, man, shit. Okay. Hi, guys. My name is Felonious Munk. Let's talk about, also, a lot of me talking about like news and topical shit is just because people tend to look at those guys differently. They don't fuck with them like that, right? Like, nobody's got beef with Roy Wood Jr.,
right?
You never heard somebody, you know who I don't fuck with in comedy? That nigga Roy Wood, because he's a good dude who talks about things that are important to the culture. He talks about things that are important to the country. We don't see him in that light. If I wasn't talking about the stuff I was talking about, niggas would have something else to say. And I don't mind. If somebody say, yo, you're not funny, I'm like, that's cool. I talk about things that not everybody's going to get into.
Right.
If I was doing when I first started in comedy, when I only exclusively did urban rooms, and I was doing the same type of material that, you know, we're all kind of mining from the same experiences, and I was talking about selling drugs, and I was talking about being on the block. If you don't like that, we got a different feeling now. Now it's like, who the fuck is you talking? You booing, nigga? Run up. I don't want that.
Yeah.
So I made a, you know, J. Cole-ass decision. Nah, I didn't make a J. Cole decision. J. Cole did the smartest thing I've ever seen. That nigga was like, what?
There's a part of me that feels like if Cole is in the battle and it's a 3-man battle, it just becomes about who's the best.
Maybe.
I'm the best, and that's no lie.
Maybe, but I think Kendrick, you ever seen somebody that was choking somebody else on the ground and people was beating on him to try to get him off, like they were trying to break it up? And no matter what he picked, like they picked him up physically and he just wouldn't let go, like he locked on like a pit bull.
I can imagine this scenario, but honestly, I gotta say I haven't seen
this. That's actually
scenario.
A good thing. That's a good thing that you haven't seen it. But yeah, so
maybe on Twitter,
I've seen a dude get jumped and he was like, nah, but I don't care. It's you. I got beef with you. Specifically you, and y'all can jump in all you want. I'm gonna choke this nigga out.
Right.
And if once you locked in, they doing whatever they doing. They picked you up. They tried to he's coming with me. Wherever we go, he's coming with me. So y'all if you don't mind him getting choked out, keep doing what you're doing. That's what I think Kendrick would have done and I think that's one of the mistakes Drake made. Drake was like, I got to respond to Future. I got to respond to A$AP Rocky. I got to respond. Nigga, why you responding to The Weeknd? Leave The Weeknd. Like, he said what he said. Nobody would have remembered.
I think the Drake and Weeknd is to be documented later.
That's what I think he should have done, though.
Street cruise type stuff.
I think he should have opened with, I'm gonna put a pin in The Weeknd and then handle K-Dot or tried to, whatever he needed. I wouldn't even have responded to A$AP.
Because if you notice, The Weeknd didn't really say anything about Drake. He just sung behind Future. He just and then
you
Drake,
a bitch.
It's like, it's on.
Yeah.
Oh, it's on. Oh, I got some bars for you.
I think he felt like
there
I
was
could
something
take him.
that whoa.
I could take him, and then I'll get to K-Dot. Nobody. And you know what that is? That's that confidence builder. That's that I'm gonna do my easy, quick material early. I'm gonna do this. I know this works. So when I get to my hard stuff, you already believe that I'm nice.
Well, yeah, I think a big part in the battle is controlling the narrative.
Yeah,
and I think Drake's narrative was everybody's against me.
Yeah,
and this is gonna be my motivation for the next part of my career because I've always said that I've got so many enemies. Before I had enemies, I had a song called Enemies.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
God's playing bad things. It's a lot of bad things that they wish and they wish and they wish and they wish and they wishing on me. Who says that in church? You know what I'm saying? like that's what he was on. And
that was his biblical
now it's
mini-man?
like finally I could put names on who these ops are.
You know what's wild is everybody always talks about their haters, but they never name them.
Yeah.
And that's what it felt like Drake was doing. It's like, who the fuck hates you, Drake? You like the #1 rapper.
Right.
Everybody loves you. Oh, everybody who doesn't know you loves you. I didn't know that niggas who knew you fucking hate you.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's different. I didn't know. And they were, it's a power dynamic. Everybody in the industry is looking at Drake like, if I come at Drake, his fan base is not going to fuck with me, and I can't afford that. And K-Dot was like, my fan base and his fan base, there's no real crossover. Fuck it, let's go.
Right.
Everybody else has some crossover with his fan base, right? A$AP, chicks like his music, right?
Yeah.
Flashy dudes who like to dress, they like his music. Future, the women love Future's music. Drake's music and Future's music and Rocky's music don't sound the same, but they have similar audiences. The people who listen to K Dot are not those people.
Right, but those are the J. Cole people, and the J. Cole people were annoying for 2 days.
That's why J. Cole got out.
It was, you know, but here's the thing: J. Cole, as a boss, as someone who's creating the narrative, you put out a diss track, and then you said your homies influenced you to put the diss track out.
Not a boss anymore.
And so, yeah, I'm not gonna look at you as a potential the guy if you could be influenced. You can't say I'm Muhammad Ali and then do some stuff where, you know, I ain't never seen Muhammad Ali say, hey, man, you know.
My bad. I shouldn't have called you a monkey, Joe Frazier.
Yo, Jamie Foxx had me out here looking wild. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, Angelo Dundee, you know, told me that, you know what I mean?
That's crazy, yo. Muhammad Ali never said. You know what, though? I think Schoolboy Q telling him, hey, man, this isn't what you think it is.
Yeah.
But I also think about, like, Ether. Okay, I'm a Jay-Z fan. Let me start by saying I am a Jay-Z fan, and I wanted him to win that battle with Nas. I was rooting. We were all rooting for you, right?
Yeah.
He didn't win. Ether was the better song out of all of the songs in the back and forth. I think the order that he released the stuff was terrible on Jay-Z's end. I think the Super Ugly was super stupid. I think he looked emotional. But
I think he overestimated how many people listened to the Chronic 2001.
Absolutely.
So he was also over a beat that wasn't necessarily hitting with the, you know what I'm saying, a 2-year-old beat on a deep, you know,
a deep cut too.
A deep cut West Coast, you know what I'm saying?
So, but now fast forward, Nas signs with Murder Inc.
Yeah.
And I think in the beef outside of the music. Now, we're talking about the music. I think, and again, I'm telling you this as a Jay-Z fan, Ether was Ether. It was a cultural touchstone. You can be like, well, Jay said this, and this, and it was accurate. And it was. I felt like Jay had some accurate bars that Nas didn't account for.
Yeah.
It didn't matter because what happens is what's going on in the culture. We could talk about how Drake responded, what Drake said. At this point, it's irrelevant. There's a BBL Drizzy. There's an R&B song. There's like 100 or 1,000 people rapping over Metro Boomin's remix of that song. There's a merengue version of this joint. You know what I mean? There's a merengue version of the BBL Drizzy joint.
Right.
There's a librarian doing TikToks where she's doing books with Millie Bobby Brown and then a book with Kendrick, and she's calling son a groomer. Like this, a librarian using the library's actual name in the video. No one cares now. The gloves are off.
Wow.
When you got the entire internet ridiculing you.
Yeah.
So what's happened culturally is there. And I think that's the closest Jay-Z got to coming back was when Nas signed with Murder Inc. He did an interview, and I want to say it was with Wendy Williams, but I don't recall. It might have been with Angie Martinez. And he said, I can't even beef with Drake no more because I thought I was beefing with a boss. Now I got to talk to Irv to see if I can even get his mans to come out and play. Like I'm not gonna beef with Ashanti, and Irv's my man. Yeah. So I'm not beefing with you, not a boss no more. Like what I'm dissing Ashanti. That's not right.
Right.
And so that changed the way we looked at Nas a little bit. But the reality is, Ether was still Ether, and in this case, I think Kendrick's got his version of Ether, and he has the culture, and that's something I did not expect. I thought Drake was going to win on the strength of he had the LL Cool J fan base that was going to be like, whatever Son say, it don't matter. We Drake, we OVO, and Son said, say OVO, and everybody went, you know what? I like that.
It's been a long time since we've had a rap record that people want to hear all the way to the end.
Bro,
and even longer since it's been one person rapping it.
I played Not Like Us all the way here on a loop. If I showed you my phone right now, Not Like Us is the song that's in there, and it's got the little infinity sign with the number 1 in it. I didn't listen to another song. I listened to Psst, I See Dead People over and over and over. Yeah, right there. Right there. Psst. I See Dead People.
A callback to Euphoria.
You can't do that. I'm Flex.
Hail Joel Osteen.
Hail Joel Osteen.
That's from Hail Joel Osteen.
The crazy part is people thought he misquoted the name. Like, no, he was splitting them because he did the I See Dead People, but he also did the You're a Master Manipulator. You got your own. Like, that was the whole intent, was that Right, you see what I'm saying? Like it was
this. I'm for everything.
I'm for all of it.
I'm for Pac's birthday and Corinthians 6:16 and the Canadian Father's Day and American Father's Day. I'm for all of it. But I think that he messed that up, and I am fine with that because I would rather my favorite rappers not know child stars by name.
That's fair. That's fair.
To me,
Son is
I
wild
like it
old
where
now.
it's like, hey, you're a child star. That's your world. Hail Joel Osteen or whatever his name is. I don't know.
Hail Osmond,
I don't keep up with
the
children.
Osmond brothers. I don't know. Yeah. But Son old now. Like he's a. You know what's confusing? I think Son's face is the same size it was when he was a kid, but his head isn't. So it's confusing because it's like he got a little face.
You could be walking down Hollywood Boulevard, you run into dude, you gonna be like, Stuttering Stanley, and he's gonna be like, man, again,
please
dog,
stop.
I can't shake it.
I'm with my
kids. I got
kids.
a beard.
I'm with my kids. Please stop doing it. My kids. My daughter's clowning me at home. Please stop doing that.
When the Sixth Sense hit the streets, because when it came out, I'm a kid, nobody saw it. But by the time it got to HBO and Blockbuster, we was on the Sixth Sense head.
You know how crazy it is that a producer could make a movie that's so good that he can make 12 bad movies after that, and we still bang with it. And it's not 12 bad. I'm exaggerating a little bit, but that movie was bananas good.
This is how good the Sixth Sense was. It came out on M. Night Shyamalan's 30th birthday.
Mm-hmm.
He put it out on his birthday.
Yeah, he knew.
And you know how I know that? Because I was looking to see if he was born on 6/16. And then I looked to see if the movie came out on 6/16.
Neither one.
And then found out some other stuff. And that's where the trivia bank comes from.
That's where the trivia bank comes. That's
where it comes from.
That's also like research skills have improved because of this battle.
Right.
Like it's people who was reading headlines only who are now like, no, I did a deep dive. So I was on this website, then I went to this website, and then I combined what I learned on each, and then I verified it by going back and finding a picture of him. Like, what? Last week, y'all believed that Sierra was a man. Y'all are really wild. This is crazy.
Oh, man, that was the time.
That was an era.
That was the time.
I was like, yo, y'all never seen a tall, fine chick? Like, what's happening?
I was like,
nothing about her looked manly.
Why y'all doing this? all she's doing, she's gyrating on a car. You know what I'm saying?
Now you made it weird. Now you've made it weird. Why is she gyrating? Because as soon as they said she's a man, I was like,
right.
I like that
and
video.
And then I was like,
Stop.
well, where's the jar? Because the goodies.
I don't want to talk to you for 2 minutes. It's your podcast, so I'm going to say stuff. But goddamn, where's the jar? Did she put her goodies in it? Is that why they're in the jar?
Not my goodies.
Not my goodies. My goodies are right by Khaleesi's milkshake. You better leave them all.
Being from Atlanta, that didn't last long.
Nah.
People was like, all right, pull up the yearbook.
But outside of Atlanta,
pull
that's
up the yearbook.
The crazy
she
part
was a cheerleader.
Outside of Atlanta,
man, she's not that much older than us.
That's what gave it gas. That's what gave it legs. Because that was during the era where people were openly, outwardly, and loudly homophobic.
Right.
So her being from Atlanta had almost as much impact on that rumor.
Wait, did Atlanta have the reputation then?
That was the early part of it. That was the beginning of the reputation, because every other major city, people were like comfortable. They had sections of where you could be safe and be gay.
Yeah.
But people were going to Atlanta and they were like, well, you don't have to hide it here. Which is weird because homophobia exists everywhere. It's not black. It's not regional. Homophobia is a thing that exists.
Yeah.
But yeah,
a lot of comedy shows in Atlanta is where is the, and what's wild is the gay population doesn't really protest the homophobia that exists in some of the comedy shows back home.
It's an interesting thing because I think they've accepted that it exists, but like, is it worth the fight?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, what are we going to get out of them not telling the jokes?
Because, right.
I mean, I have gay friends that like, I can't come to your comedy shows unless you're like, I know who's performing. If you're performing, I know I'm good. But if it's a showcase and it's like 6 or 7 comics on it, I know I'm gonna have to hear like 8 jokes by comics saying that I shouldn't exist or they should beat my ass or there's something wrong with me before we get to a comic that doesn't.
Right.
But in Atlanta, they just like, look, I like to laugh, so I'm gonna have to swallow this joke. And
I'm not gonna lie, I had my moments of because because being indoctrinated in that world of saying some things that I regret, you know.
I think we've all on stage said things that we were looking for the laugh, and we took the easy laugh, and we knew that this would hit. And then, you know, it's Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy had a whole, I hope y'all ain't looking at my ass. You know what I mean? He had that whole run. But you ask him now, in a point where he doesn't have to apologize for shit, right? He's a gazillionaire if he never works again. And he still has the, you know, he's like, yo, I probably shouldn't have said that. Nah, I shouldn't have said that. And I wouldn't say it again. If I had to do it over, I wouldn't have done it then, and I won't do it now. Meanwhile, people are arguing for him to have the right to do it, and he's telling you he wouldn't do it. He doesn't want to do it.
Right.
And so, yeah, I mean, I've said things in the past that if somebody pulled them up, I wouldn't have a defense for. The defense would be, yo, that was fucked up. I shouldn't have said that. What I believed at the time was this, and I've since learned that that's not what it is. And, you know, I understand that people don't accept the apology. It is what it is. I got to keep moving forward and try to be better going forward. But you can't just be like, fuck y'all, I said it and nobody complained then. Yeah.
I mean, I feel like if I wholeheartedly believe that, I'm down for that.
Yeah.
But also, I should be able to evolve. Like, some comics get mad at me for apologizing. I'm like, I'm going to apologize if it's something that I don't rock with or I don't rock with anymore. I had a thing, I made a comment about the movie Oppenheimer and the black extras. And, you know, it turned into a whole thing where there were black people involved in the Manhattan Project. And so I'm like, you know, but then I also looked, and of course there were, like I suspected, racism in the Manhattan Project.
Right.
But then I was like, I want to highlight some of the scientists that were involved. Yeah. You know what I'm saying?
That's the thing about all of these topics that you're talking about, homophobia, misogyny, racism. There's a lot of gray area. And it doesn't mean that the people who were racist weren't also decent in this way, right? But because they were decent in this way,
in they camp,
right?
No,
that's what. And that, but no, watch. This is what I'm saying.
The fact that I'm light gray, like I'm like a very faint.
I think that's a completely different thing.
Pencil.
No, I think you were telling a joke and you were like you hadn't done any research. I'm not saying that the racist who is good to his daughter is not still racist and a piece of shit. He is.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is, when we have these conversations, even like about George Washington, oh, he founded this country. Okay, he had niggas' teeth in his mouth.
Right,
you want me to be like, I would take another, 100 slaves if we get to keep this. Fuck that. I wouldn't take one slave. Nobody, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I think if we're talking about the Manhattan Project, you like, it wasn't no niggas there. That's actually based on a reasonable expectation that at the time they weren't allowing niggas to do.
I'm thinking they not letting us
Did you
near
see Hidden
the
Numbers?
bomb recipe.
Right, you saw Hidden Numbers or Hidden Figures.
Hidden Figures.
So Hidden Figures is the 60s. If you're not letting black people do stuff in the 60s, why would I think you were letting black people do this shit in the 20s, 30s, and 40s?
Way,
so that's not an unreasonable.
Kevin Costner's character didn't exist. John Glenn really wasn't winking at him and being nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that was just to get the movie made.
That's just to get the movie made.
5 years ago, 6 years ago.
That's just to get the movie made. Now we still have to whitewash the history. So it's not an unreasonable. That's my point. It's not an unreasonable expectation that you would go, it wasn't any niggas around there.
Right.
Then you find out there were. You like, well, shit. But the reason that you don't think there were is because there's that little bit of gray area.
But
yes, you're light gray.
But they had us in New York and they had us in Chicago.
Yeah.
We wasn't able to go to the testing in Tennessee, and in New Mexico we wasn't able to go to the testing, but they definitely had people working on it there.
It's still
people of color.
It's still a crazy idea.
Y'all was racist to these people, and guess what? They didn't get all that radiation. They was able to have long careers and do way more and empower way more black scientists and stuff.
Y'all got ears growing out of your head. So.
And a lot of y'all died way earlier, and you know what I'm saying?
They
ain't wear no gloves. They had wife beaters.
Like
when I watched the History Channel,
it's out there raw dog and radiation.
I was like, I gotta see what this really looked like, because ain't no way they walking around tapping the machine and stuff.
We was getting
gadget.
They put a whole lead jacket on to give you an X-ray.
Yeah.
But back then they was just walking around.
They walking around. No. So that in the movie they all got on. It's the 50s, so they all got on the short sleeve dress shirt.
The Mormon
you
tabernacle.
know, you in a food
Yeah.
in a movie in the 50s, somebody got on a you
With
know
a
what I'm saying?
pocket
It's the
protector.
40s, so they got the
Yeah.
pocket protector. They got, man, the real joint. They had on an undershirt.
They was out there.
They had on a beater
and tank tops.
They had a beater on right by the bomb, like whole neck out.
Thyroid wash.
Yeah.
Like, where they get all these 6'4", 295 linemen?
Yeah.
Was your father part of the Manhattan Project? Yes, he was. You are a fucking mutant.
Man.
No, but that's what I'm saying. Like, all of that stuff, when you have those conversations, you can say racism as a simple answer, and that's true, but it flattens it. There was so much other shit going on where they were taking the work of these. It wasn't like they didn't have black people. They would have them there, but they would take credit for their work, which might be worse because it's still slavery, where I'm making you do all the work, and I'm not giving you the benefits of your work. That's the same shit, and we're talking about 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s. When you whitewashing it 5 or 6 years ago, when you're thinking about writing this movie or making this movie, and that movie wins awards, I can't imagine being a Japanese American who came here because my whole village was fucked up because of what you did. I moved here, raised my family here, and then y'all make a movie about my trauma. And you make the guy who created that without us, and then you make the guy who did that the protagonist in the movie. They're still on bullshit right now.
Right.
Yeah, that's why I try to make jokes about titties more, because it's just too sad now, man. It's just sad. Just talk about titties. I'm sorry, ladies, but y'all titties make me happy. You know who don't like titties?
There's got to be somebody out there, you know.
Yeah,
who
and
knows?
that person is probably a mutant.
Okay.
Titties are life giving, man. Who don't fuck with titties? It's like somebody who don't drink water. I understand you're not drinking water, but you know you need it. Like, at the end of the day, you know you're not wrong for not liking water, but you do understand that your body still needs water, right? Like, you got to figure out a way to get it.
Right.
That's how I feel about titties. Like, you don't fuck with titties, but you know.
What made you move to Chicago?
I was on WPIX 11 in New York doing like a news commentary thing where I would tell jokes as part of. I was doing my daily show, nightly show thing just on local TV.
Okay.
And the dude who was the news director at the time moved to Chicago to start a digital imprint of a news organization. So it was like what they're doing on TikTok right now. He wanted to do that then. He just didn't have the foresight to do it that way. But his idea was, I'm going to do this so that you can find it digitally. We're not going to have people necessarily telling the news. We're going to do it. We're going to do videos, and video was the pivot, and everybody was pivoting to digital. Remember, they were like, no more writing. We're going to do everything digital. So he hired me and paid me the same amount he was paying me in New York to live in Chicago. And that's a raise.
Okay.
Like, that's more money because the cost of living is way better in Chicago, but it's still a major city. I can still take the train. The food is fantastic. The women in Chicago are beautiful. The only problem I have with Chicago is the winter. Everything else, everything at Chicago is great. The comedy is good. They got a really good scene. Strong comics come out of Chicago. They're going to push you to be better. They're going to push you to be funnier. There's a bunch of scenes. There's a urban scene, an alt scene, a mainstream scene. So yeah, it was an easy decision. It's like, yo, I'm gonna move out here for the same money, but I can get a better place, 2 bedrooms instead of 1 or whatever. And I was supposed to stay for 1 year, and then I met my wife. And I was down on that. And I never left. Exactly. I don't know why the fuck you picked that sound. Jesus Christ. What the fuck with James Brown?
Yeah, you know, a little James Brown.
Ain't it good to you?
James would say.
As James would say. Yes, I did. I'm beautiful. Silly. How crazy is it that I think of the Eddie Murphy impression of James before I think of what James really sounds like?
Yeah, that's pretty crazy.
Like, I think about when I think about Ray Charles, which happens often. That's my Roman Empire. When I think about Ray Charles
is your Roman Empire?
Yeah, I think about him once a day.
Yeah?
Yeah, I think about grabbing women's forearms and being like, nah, this ugly forearm ass.
Whoever, I don't know if that's real.
I don't either, but
or if that's some screenwriter.
If a screenwriter created that, shout out to him or them or they.
I clock the forearm every time.
You can't not do it.
I can't not do it. Post Ray, I'm looking at the forearm.
And I don't know what I'm looking for.
I don't even know what I'm looking for.
I'm just doing it.
But 9 times out of 10, when the forearm right, everything else is right. It's not that bad. Now, here's
you shake hands by touching a hand and then taking your other hand and rubbing it on a wrist up like you giving the post manicure massage.
I just like eventually I clock it. I don't clock it off the rip. You know what I'm saying? Because then it's like, oh, hey, you trying to do that right thing? No. You know what I'm saying? But eventually I clock it. But
if you ever dated Rob Haze, he has clocked up for.
This is what I don't understand. Why does Ray need you to look good?
Oh shit! Who cares? Who cares, son?
And then I'm like,
I'm so turned off.
Another part of me is like, maybe that's already a thing for him is feeling the forearm.
What if when you say look good though, what looks good to Ray?
What I'm saying is,
what if she look like me in the face, but he's like, but her forearm.
But they don't.
No, they don't.
They don't, because you don't got the forearm. You got a man. You got a whole man forearm.
That's wild.
So I don't know what he's checking for, but whatever he's checking for,
it's
works
accurate
in our shallow, non-blind brain, but also checks out for him.
So he's figured out the key. Like, yo, if you got the right forearm ratio,
somebody figured it out.
You got the right hand.
We don't even know if it's a Ray Charles thing or a screenwriter who is like, one day when I make a movie, I'm gonna put them on game, baby. I don't care whose movie it is. Back to the Future 4, like whatever movie I get, I'm gonna put it, man.
Teen Wolf 6.
Let me do St. Elmo's Fire 2. I'm gonna put this forearm thing in a movie. I'm telling you.
I don't know why we did 80s movies.
Right. Because he's been working on it for a minute.
Breakfast Club 3.
He's been working on it for a minute. He's like, man, what you mean Bill Murray don't want to do a trilogy?
Son, Emilio Estevez don't want to rub forearms. He got a forearm thing. That's wild.
Okay, all right.
Judge Reinhold, just
y'all not gonna let me write the Goonies. Okay, that's cool. That's fine. Because what I'm making, it ain't for the kids. All right, it's for the adults. Okay, but one day I'm gonna be in there. It's gonna be a biopic. No. Yeah, okay, y'all not gonna let me walk the line. Bet.
But that's another one of those guys. Like when I think about it, I don't think about Ray Charles's real voice. I think about Ray. I think about Jamie Foxx.
Yeah.
I think about Eddie Murphy as James Brown. But
the whole Eddie Murphy thing came from real James Brown.
Yeah,
stuff,
I've seen the two of them together, and he does. Maceo, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, get up. I saw him do that live in front of James, and it sounded like James. He did the mic thing, pulled it back, did the whole thing. He looked at he was like, "Count me in."
You was there?
No, I'm not that old. You asshole. That's hurtful.
No,
Shit.
I seen a video of him doing it with James. It was like 98 or something.
That's
like,
fair.
What?
I was locked up.
Okay.
No, I came home in January of 98, so I could have been there. Yeah, that's fit. Damn, now I am old. Fuck you for making me know that I'm old. Shit.
I apologize. I didn't know.
Now it's an existential thing. I'm a great actor. You guys are welcome. See what you saw there? What you saw there is me, my drama. Catch me out. Check me on For Life. It's on Hulu. I'm out here. I'm nice with it.
Oh, yeah. You was on For Life.
I be doing shit, man. I be doing stuff.
This man don't got beef with 50 Cent.
Nah.
He loves 50 Cent.
Yeah. Well, I mean, I appreciate the paychecks. I'm one of the few people that he worked with who he never said, you owe me my shit by Monday, because I ain't borrowing no money from him.
Got you.
I couldn't afford to borrow money from him. I got kids, and they would be threatening my kids. I saw him. There's a scene in the show where there's a prison riot, and him and the lead character actually squabbling.
Mm-hmm.
And shout out to Nicholas Pinnock, because he asked him, he was like, yo, how do you want to do this scene? And Nicholas was like, no, actually hit me. Don't like try to hurt me, but like hit me, make it look real. And after the first take, he was like, hey, I told him to hit me. He is strong. He is very strong.
Hey, man, you ain't no friend of mine.
I shouldn't have said that.
You ain't no kid of mine.
Yeah, clearly many men have wished death upon him.
Yeah.
And he didn't say it with a British accent. I think that was my first time working with a British actor who was doing an American accent. He hit him. He did not use his accent. He did not speak the way that he usually speaks the entire time we were shooting. So from September till late December, he talked like his character.
Got you.
Never came out of character.
Then he got hit. He was like, oh.
He was like, biscuits and gravy, tea and crumpets.
Why would you hit me like that?
That hurt, didn't it? I don't know. I don't know why they would. I don't know. Hey, bro, look. That hurt, blood. Man, them punch me in the kidney. That's the the worst British accent of all time.
Man's not hot.
Quick maps.
Felonious, anything you want to tell the people, anything you want to promote?
Yeah, man. Well, I don't know if this comes out in time. I'm doing Cleveland May 17th. I'm doing I don't remember the name of the club. It's fine. They'll look it up. I'm online. In June, I'm opening for Roy Wood Jr. at the Athenaeum in Chicago.
Okay.
It's the homie. That's next. It's about a month from now, June 8th. What else do I have? I got a bunch of stuff, but they told me I couldn't look at my phone, and I'm old, so my memory's bad.
You can look at your dates.
Oh, I can look at my dates?
You can look at your dates.
Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. Dipset, I probably don't have no more. I tried to make it seem like I got like a bunch more, but I probably don't.
Okay, well, hey, whatever you want to do.
Let's go with that. Yeah, that's it. That's fine. Just come see me in Cleveland. And then I'm doing, this is later in the year, but I'm also doing another Cincinnati in September. Come see me in September. It's Cincinnati. I don't know when. Look at my page. FELONIOUS MUNK. Dipset.
Spell it again. I talked over it.
That's fine. FELONIOUS_MUNK on everything. On TikTok and Instagram and X, Twitter X. They gave you the blue checks back. I don't know if you saw that. That was weird.
Oh no, I never had a blue check.
I woke up this morning.
I never had it. I'm unverified, and I love it. I love being
me too.
Not verified.
I'm in my feelings about it. I don't really want it now because everybody got it.
You know, if something happens to me, I'll be like, bro, that wasn't me.
Yeah, if you
wasn't me. Hey, dog.
Oh, that's smart.
You don't see no blue check.
Rob Haze said
me.
it.
Nah, that wasn't me.
I'm not verified. That's never been my account. I never said any of that.
I just found out that's a song about bad advice.
It wasn't me.
Yeah.
You know that's Michael Jackson's, that was his song. He loved that song. You've seen the gif of him going, oh, I love this song. That?
Yeah.
That was to that performance. That was to a live performance of Shaggy saying it wasn't me.
That's crazy.
That is like, yeah. But you know he's a nigga from Gary, Indiana. We get wrapped up in the star thing, but this is a nigga from Gary, Indiana.
I seen a picture today of Michael Jackson with a money shirt on.
I seen in that same thread, he had a Popeye shirt on with the signature under.
Yeah.
So, yeah. He's a hood nigga. I mean, we've all seen the Crip picture with him throwing up the seeds.
Yeah.
I tried not to actually throw up my.
But he had his shirt tied up higher than the rest of them. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, I think he had just come off of like a performance or something. He had a bunch
I think
of
it's the Way You Make Me Feel video.
That feels right.
Ooh.
That was a street harassment anthem too.
Right.
That was pre-Chris Brown.
Oh, Mike was all about running up on you.
Run up on you, grab his crotch, and hump the air 3 times.
The girl tried to walk out at the theater, and Mike was like, "No, I'm about to run up on you with the zombies."
No, man.
I don't care. That is Jay's all around us. I'm running up on you.
That's wild. Anywho, yeah. Come see me at one of those cities and follow me so you can see the other cities that I'm going to eventually go to or remember. I'm in Chicago a lot doing stuff. I'm going back to New York at some point this year to do jokes too.
Okay.
We're going to do that. I owe St. Louis a show. I'm going to make that happen.
Talk about it.
Oh, Jollof and Jared tour with me, Philmon, and Benny is going to be crazy. We're actually looking for cities now. I know we're going to do Atlanta, D.C., Seattle, possibly Toronto. So keep your eyes open for those dates. Gergish, the homie Gergish, we're going to be doing those dates. So keep an eye open for that too.
Okay.
Dipset.
Man, you got a lot going on, man.
Yeah, I
can't talk about what I got going on because some of it ain't gonna make sense and some of it ain't official.
You got NDAs.
You know what I'm saying? I got some NDAs I signed and whatnot, but you know what I'm saying? Like
off camera, I'm gonna ask you for a lot of advice, so this is fine.
All right, yo, this is the Inconsistent Podcast with Rob Haze. Yo,
I don't know why son kept crashing.
First pelvic thrust in the history of the podcast.
That was crazy. Oh, this is an ill podcast.
Wow, thanks, man.